Good morning. I thought I would give a little garden tour. It is July, 13th. Still early. I'm having my coffee. Thought I'd give you a little tour as I walk around. I'm watering some things and I have trees that need kind of timed water. So we'll do that while I'm out there. So here we go. The morning is my favorite out in the garden. So this is it. It kind of spans our whole yard. It's large. We do this jointly with the Burnsons the last couple years, which has been amazing. They come out and will help weed and plant and harvest, and it's just been amazing. The sun might be kind of bright shining through. We've really struggled with grass, which I guess that happens when you plant in the middle of a pasture. So this is new this year. We did a bean tunnel. So we've pretty much pared down our vegetables to just what we can use a lot of. We don't do cabbage anymore. The flea beetles ate most of it. We don't do broccoli. We don't do things that just don't do real well. So beans are something that we... All right, so beans on that side over there, cherry tomatoes here. Things reseeded themselves. We had dill come back. All this cilantro was seeded from last year. Parsley, if I don't take care of the parsley, we'll have half the garden seeded in parsley. I've struggled with letting things go to seed, but catching it so I can save the seed and it doesn't go all over the garden and ready to plant next year. I guess they're easy to pull up, so if I have to pull stuff up, I can. We have 2 full rows of garlic, which I just pulled up a few, and I think they're ready. So these are both garlic. And then 2 full rows of onion. So again, these are crops that save really well. They do really well. They don't have a lot of pests. And they're easy to grow. So that's what has ended up in our garden. So this is kind of funny. This is our squash. We have butternut squash, spaghetti squash, and then zucchini. And right here where they're smaller, we planted them at the same time. But because we have this big tree here, I was worried this would be a problem. It shades it just enough that it's kind of stunted its growth. So these are all quite a bit smaller. So we will not be planting squash here in the future. Our zucchini, again, we're like, I'd say a month behind everybody else. So we are still waiting for zucchini. But the plants look so good this year. We struggled, I don't know if you can see back there, that leaf looks like bugs were eating it, but it was actually hail. We had hail come through and it just destroyed all the first leaves. So I think it kind of stunted the growth just a little bit. These are our cucumbers, our picking, slicing cucumbers, and our chickens. I don't know if you can see. I'd like to put chickens around the perimeter of the whole fence. They really keep the grass and weeds down. It'd be really handy, but I don't know. I need to figure out just like a little chicken run that you could let them out on. That would be just really cool. For 2 years, the last 2 years, we've tried to grow potatoes and haven't been very successful. This year, I decided to put them in these feed bags. We have a lot of horse feed and rabbit feed and chicken feed, and so I watched a few videos and I think they're going to be amazing. I'm really excited. We have purple and the Yukon Gold potatoes in those. We have some herbs throughout. This is lemon balm. I think I need to cut it and dry it. There's always something to be doing. Raspberries, I got a few raspberry starts. My mom brought some over last year from my grandma. So some of these are from my grandma. raspberries, come to find out, need a lot of water. So this one here wasn't doing very well, but I think we're bringing it back. Beets. So these are all beets. We found that we really, really liked canned beets. I can't remember how many jars we did, but it was a lot and they were delicious. So we did 2 full rows again of those. I have an echinacea plant, which I would love tips on what to do with echinacea. I don't know if you dry it or more borage. I tried saving some in there. I need to just dump those out. And then carrots, which the kids come out and pick carrots. They're thinning them. I've kind of taught them, you know, if they're too close, but boy, they really love them at any stage. So I think the carrots are doing great. They're growing quite well. Some more herbs, rosemary. This is an anise hyssop plant. So I don't know, it smells really good like licorice. And then strawberries, I think I'll do 1 row of the June bearing, and then this is ever bearing. So I thought, why would you do June bearing when you could do ever bearing and have them all summer? But you have berries all summer, but they're not very big. So I was advised that you should do both the June and the ever bearing, because then with the June bearing you can actually do something, like get a whole bunch all at once. We have a few small blueberry plants that we planted last year that this one actually has quite a few blueberries on it. Kind of mixed amongst the strawberries. I am probably gonna have to thin the strawberries. Some more blueberries. And then in here, this is our tunnel. It just covers 2 of the rows like that bean tunnel, but we cover it in plastic, and I would say this extends our growing season by about a month on either side. So we can put stuff out here earlier, and then it will keep the frost off later, and we'll keep getting ripe tomatoes and ripe peppers. Our first year with tomatoes, we got nothing. I mean, we got tomatoes, but not a single red tomato. And then last year when we did the tunnel, we got tons of red tomatoes. So I have 3 different varieties in here. I'm really excited to try these. They're shorter and more compact. They're a Kootenai tomato, and they're specifically we're about 3,300 feet where we live here, and they are supposed to be really quick, and I'm really excited to try them. I have a few tomatoes on some of them already. So we started all these from seed back in, I think it was March or April, and I think most of them, I don't think we lost any of them. So they're planted very close together. I'm stringing them up to the top of the tunnel here. Let's see if I can remember. We have a Roma in here. I think these are the Roma. I can't remember the name of Scary Larry was the Roma. And then this one right here is a Brandywine. So that'll just be a big eating tomato or slicing tomato. So they're all through here. So we're very excited. And then we've done basil, which there's not a lot of room for the basil, so I may need to plant some basil other places. It did really well last year, but we had a lot fewer plants. And then on this side we just like to squeeze as much as we can in here. So we have 3 different kinds of peppers, and these we all started from seed too, which we did way too many. We did like 140 plants, and I think we only put in probably 40. I can't remember. I should count those. I probably have it written down somewhere. But we did jalapeno peppers, Anaheim. We really like Anaheim. And then some bell peppers. Some of the bell peppers we save seed. I love seeing this. The ladybugs. We've had some really good bugs in here this year, which I can't say that very often. They just aren't that great. And then we've had those crickets. You can hear them, the black crickets. And I'm still undecided. I'm actually wondering if they're why I'm not seeing many bad pests. Back here are pickling cucumbers. We did this last year, and they just trellis right up the stalk panels. I end up rolling up. Doesn't matter with the plastic. They'll go right up through the plastic. But I end up rolling the plastic up in about August when it starts getting really hot. And they do great. We got so many pickles last year. It was really amazing. The last row is this one, is kind of our lettuce. It gets a little bit more shade. So I have rhubarb here, and then some lettuce that actually came up all by itself. It's trying really hard to bolt. We keep cutting it back and eating it. So good. We have some more lettuce planted. Cilantro that I actually planted seeds. I don't know if you could do that where you sow seeds in the late fall, early winter, but man, the stuff that seeded itself over there did really well. Spinach that must be staying cool enough. It's not bolting yet. The kids love it. I really just love how stuff from the garden tastes so much better. So here's a little view of what our place looks like in the summer. It gets pretty overgrown, so trying to get it under control is a constant battle. But thanks for joining me this morning. We'll talk later.